Are you familiar with the Khazar theory? There's a theory; it's widely accepted as anti-Semitic that Ashkenazi Jews come from the Khazars and they're not Levantine. But DNA tests.
It's not anti-Semitic. It's a question of fact. So Shlomo Sand, for example, has argued that, I think probably exaggerated, but it's simply a question of fact. If my ancestors from the Ukraine have Khazar roots, changes nothing. I'm Jewish. My grandfather was Jewish. Uh, my family happens to have a story saying that we're descended from the Baal Shem Tov. Okay, that's part of the culture. Doesn't matter what the DNA shows. We live, I mean, this is a point that Ahad Ha'am made over a century ago in his lectures on the two Moseses. He says, yes, there's a Moses of history, who may have existed, may not have existed. There's a Moses of culture, and that exists as a cultural phenomenon. And it's the cultural phenomenon within our cultural tradition, whoever Moses might have been, and if he even existed. Yes, that's true. We live in a world of cultural traditions. Makes no difference what the DNA says. So, okay, if the DNA says we're not descended from the Baal Shem Tov, hence back to King David, but we're descended from somebody in the Caucasus, makes absolutely no difference to our identity. We should stop this silly game altogether. It's maybe of some scholarly historical interest, but of no significance for the modern world. The modern world is the cultural entities that we're part of, okay? Social and cultural entities. So we should throw all that aside. They can play with it in biology labs in Israel where they're intent on showing something absurd. But we live in this world with its own cultural, social, political structures. And in this world, I'm Jewish, no matter what the DNA shows. Uh, there is an actual existing world in Israel Palestine. I've already reviewed briefly what it is: sharp discrimination against Palestinians within Israel, illegal settlements uh, in occupied West Bank, destruction of Gaza. Those are the major phenomena we have to deal with. And there are ways to deal with them. And talking about what happened in the Bible is not going to help.
So, history doesn't matter. Your DNA, your lineage, your blood doesn't matter. The Bible doesn't matter. Truth doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. You could be who you want to be. Look, for those of you who don't know who that is, that's Noam Chomsky, right? He's like one of the most renowned and revered and uh you know thought leaders of the past 100 years, right? So when he speaks, people listen. People take in what he's actually saying, about these issues, political, cultural, social issues. What he's referring to, right, with the Khazar theory is that, in 700s, the Khazars converted to Judaism and became the Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews, the Jews that are now in Israel, the Jews that from Europe, from the Jews from Europe. Okay, they have no ties to the history, the Bible, right? I mean, don't kill me for my thoughts, but someone told me that the Bible is all about black people. So, I mean, I could see him not necessarily caring about those words, but like none of that matters. Like he said, history is for the scholars, people that wants to look backwards at those things. But in today's world, it's based on your culture, right? Just to finish the story, the Khazars supposedly converted, and they are now those Jews, right? Then, right? So they have no blood tied to Judaism. They have no history tied to the land, any of that. But it does not matter, because what he believes is what he believes, and you have to accept it. That got me thinking. Is that a blueprint for us? Black people, original inhabitants, you know? Is that a blueprint? We're fighting over the right history. We're fighting to prove history. We're fighting, hey, look, no, we're not from here, we're from there. We're not from there, we're from here. We're fighting to prove all of these things that doesn't serve us. So he might have a point. Right? The history don't serve us. We don't even have all the history. How many books and things they done hid and destroyed? Gotta think about it. Does the blood matter? Does that lineage matter? I mean, I guess it determines the skin color, but do we know which tribes we're from and a part of? If we are a part of what tribes originally? Did we come from Africa? Are we those chosen people? You know, were we already here? Were we some form of lineage of the Olmec She? Like, I don't know. Right? But does that serve us? Does the Bible serve us? Yeah, right? We see all of these videos. Oh yeah, Putin and the Russians open the books. They showed us. They're praying to Black Jesus, Black Madonna. Jesus is black. Now what? Now what? Is that the cultural thing that we need to unify us? Will that unify us? Because it hasn't. The world knows Jesus was black. It says so in the Bible. Regardless of what anyone else depicts and projects, right? The words are there. Right? Now it's coming out. We got internet. We could see everything. Okay, Jesus was black. Now what? Does that make us better people? Does that make us stronger? Does that make us more of a unit? Can we unify around that? Is that a part of the culture? Is that culture going to be propped up to make us a respected people so other people will believe us when we say who we say we are? I'm just curious, you know? It sounds like he laid out a blueprint. It don't matter what any of that stuff says. What does the culture say? What does our culture say? What does it say about us if we was to codify it? Because that's what we need to do. We need to codify that culture. We need to capitalize on ourselves and what we bring to the table. So that way when we come to the table, we come set. We already a group. This you gotta take us all or take none of us. Cause honestly, there's nothing out here that's serving us. Nothing that we've been standing on, nothing we've been trying to push. I'm not saying that nothing that we've been standing on, nothing that we've been trying to push is not genuine, authentic, the truth. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying how do we unify these things and make that culture a thing that we all can be a part of and and be proud to be that. Even though I'm sure everybody's proud to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? It's we not there no more where you not proud to be black. I hope people are not there anymore. You are who you are, right? Or are we still accepting who people tell us we are? You know, I'm not gonna get into the whole Israel Palestine thing. I think he explained it himself. He's Jewish. I'm not. I don't need to express that. I'm talking to my people, right? Y'all let me know what you think. You know I like to think outside the box, right? But y'all let me know what you think. Those are my thoughts. All my thinkers. Blessings.